So I have a couple more integrals of rational functions for us to look at here. And I picked this first one not because it's particularly difficult, but just because it shows the kind of really unusual results we can get when dealing with these kinds of integrals. So we're going to use our partial fractions method. The denominator can be factored. We can factor this to x times x squared plus 4. And the degree of the denominator is greater than the degree of the numerator, right? So this is a good candidate for the partial fractions method. So if I try to do that, I'm going to write the original function here with the factor denominator. This is going to be a over x plus bx plus c over x squared plus 4. And we'll clear the multiply through by x times x squared plus 4. That's going to clear the fractions. We get x plus 1 equals a times x squared plus 4 plus bx plus c times x. And we'll distribute, get rid of the parentheses. This is ax squared plus 4a plus bx squared plus cx. And now we'll rearrange things, right? Get all the x squared, x, and constant terms together. So this is a plus b times x squared plus cx plus 4a. And now I can match up the coefficients. Right? A plus b has to equal 0 because there is no x squared term on the left side. C is going to equal 1, and a is going to 4a is going to equal 1. So, okay, well, this is nice, right? Because we kind of got C for free here. A is 1/4, and over here, b equals negative a, so b must be negative 1/4. All right, so what do we get from that, right? This makes our integral, the integral x plus 1 over x cubed plus 4x dx. This equals, let's get these numbers in here. This is the integral of 1/4 dx over x, that's this part, plus negative 1/4 x plus 1 over x squared plus 4. It's going to be integral of that dx. Okay, so this first part is easy, right? This is just 1/4 the log of the absolute value of x. Now, I'm going to pull that minus 1/4 out. So this is going to become minus 1/4 the integral of x minus 4 over x squared plus 4 dx. Now I'm going to split the integral in parts. And I assume I'm going to split that fraction up. So this is 1/4 log absolute value of x minus 1/4 the integral of x over x squared plus 4 dx minus 4 times the integral of dx over x squared plus 4. Okay, so 1/4 log absolute value of x minus 1/4. Now this part, you see this with a u substitution. I'd let u equal x squared plus 4, and this becomes 1/2 the log of x squared plus 4. Don't need absolute value there, right? Because that x squared plus 4 is always positive. Minus 4 times, and we know how to do this one. We saw this in the last lecture, right? This is 1/2 the inverse tangent x over 2. And now we've done all the integrals, so I'm going to put a constant here on the end. Okay, now it's just a little cleanup. I'm going to make this 1/4 log absolute value of x, and if we distribute that minus 4 in here, this is minus 1/8 log x squared plus 4 plus 1/2 inverse tangent x over 2 plus constant. That's it, right? That's That's our final answer. So you can see how we do get kind of a real mixed bag here, right? We ended up with an answer that has logarithms and that inverse tangent mixed together. And like I said, it's kind of unusual, right? Those are two functions that we don't normally see a lot of connections between. So I've got one more here, and there's a technicality to this one, but it's an important technicality. You could easily look at this and just kind of start going through the motions, right? You would use the partial fractions decomposition to turn that into something that we could integrate. Then you would use the fundamental theorem of calculus, and you put 1 and -1 into the antiderivative, do a little arithmetic, and out comes the answer. And unfortunately, it would be an incorrect answer. Like I said, there's a subtlety here that you just need to be on the lookout for. The trouble starts here when we try to apply the fundamental theorem of calculus. Right? If you go back to the Calculus 1 videos or your notes, or you just look up the statement of the theorem online, it starts off with, let f be a real valued function that's continuous on a closed interval. Okay, we've got a real valued function, right? X is a real number. We get real numbers out. -1 to 1, this is a closed interval. It's the continuous part that's causing us some trouble here. If we factor this denominator, this is x times x plus 2, which means the function is undefined at -2 and 0. And if it's undefined at those points, then it's not continuous at those points. And unfortunately for us, 0 is on that interval. So because our function is not continuous on the interval we're trying to integrate over, fundamental theorem of calculus doesn't apply. Right? We can't use that to try to get our answer. So my answer at this point in time is that this integral doesn't exist, or that we can't evaluate it. And in fact, it doesn't exist. However, in one of the upcoming lectures, we are going to look at situations where we can sometimes handle cases like this, where we have a function that isn't defined on the interval that we're trying to evaluate, that we're trying to integrate over. But we don't know how to do that yet. So for now, our answer is going to have to be that this doesn't exist as something that we can't calculate. So in the next lecture, we're actually going to start a new topic. We're going to start thinking about something called improper integrals. And we're going to look at the case I was talking about in the last example. We're going to look at ways that first we can integrate functions over infinite intervals. For example, we'll see how we can integrate something from 0 to infinity. And we're also going to see how we can integrate functions similar to the one that we saw on the last slide, where the function itself goes to infinity at some point over the interval that we're trying to integrate over.